Et tu pars en courant. Capitaine. 3, 2, 1, go!
Gay cinema has always been searching for something.
I can teach you to swim if you want.
It searches through musicals for joy and belonging. It searches through comedy.
I know you'll find this hard to comprehend, but I want more out of life than meeting a pretty face and sitting down on it.
Graphically put.
Leaning into wit when the world feels heavy.
Mayor, we're getting reports that sound like something out of a horror movie.
All right.
It slays through the absurdity of horror and camp.
But let me be perfectly clear. This is not a George Romero movie. There is no such thing as a zombie.
Turning fear into something playful or powerful. And sometimes it disappears into strange, neon-soaked journeys of self-discovery. Because these stories were never just about exploring genre.
A couple of queens we are, Colin.
Yes, that's right. A couple of flaming queens.
They were about finding ways to talk about ourselves,
I will tell you a story.
about longing, identity, humor, and survival.
The truth is too hollow to walk.
Or it's a happy ending then.
And there are incredible films across every corner of the LGBT experience. Whether lesbian, bi, or trans stories, each are rich enough to deserve a list of its own. But every perspective carries its own emotional language, its own rhythms, anxieties, humor, and history. And while there are plenty of well-known gay films, some so expansive they're almost impossible to place in just one category. This list looks somewhere slightly different. The ones that might have slipped past your gaydar, and older classics that still deserve to be felt again. So for this essay, the lens narrows not to exclude, but to look more closely, to explore the gay films that capture the emotional realities of life.
Don't let those tots push you around, unless you want them to.
The awkwardness,
That shit.
the cringe, the desire, the intimacy, and the drive to own who we are. So instead of counting down the best, think of these as chapters, moments that echo familiar experiences.
The way I see it, we're all pretty fucking similar. Every fucking one of us, pretty fucking similar.
Not everyone will see themselves in every one of them, but many will recognize pieces.
So was life tough for you?
At times, but other times, it's amazing. I wouldn't change a thing.
So let's start where many stories begin, not with certainty or clarity, but in that awkward period before we understand who we are.
Long and Sassy is much better than the other leading brands. Just beautiful, hold, and bounce.
Elliot! What the hell are you doing in there? Hurry up already.
Childhood can be awkward for anyone. But for many gay kids, it can feel like something else entirely.
I'm sure you can tell by the way they walk.
Now, class, we really don't have any of those people in Russia.
It's often the period where you sense you're different,
How do I know?
or when others decide you are. It's the stage before you understand what that difference is, and the language to know how to articulate it. And it's often the moment where self-expression first collides with social expectations
Won't we get in trouble?
and the pressures to conform. We can see this in films like Billy Elliot, where that pressure emerges through enforcing normative ideas of masculine behavior, where a young boy's sensitivity and self-expression through dance suddenly becomes something that needs to be policed. In the film Close, platonic intimacy itself becomes suspect. A close childhood friendship slowly collapses beneath the weight of social expectation and emotional shame, leading to a harrowing and heartbreaking lesson. And in the 2023 Japanese film Monster, that confusion becomes even more painful, as two boys retreat inward while surrounded by emotional neglect, misunderstanding, and the failures of the adults around them.
Gots to come home when you meant to come home.
This is further explored in Moonlight, where that uncertainty doesn't disappear with age. It hardens. following shy Roan from childhood into adulthood.
You're the only man that's ever touched me.
As he slowly struggles to claim a sense of self. And while finding that sense of self is really the emotional heart of this category, and honestly, much of this entire video, we also wanted stories willing to sit in that confusion just a little longer. The film Griffin in Summer certainly tops the list.
That good?
With a story that follows an overzealous 14-year-old.
What? Yeah, no, that's great. Brad, these are your co-stars, Winnie and Pam.
Awkwardly spiraling through his infatuation with his mother's new handyman.
I don't want to leave.
I don't care if you don't want to leave. Get out.
However, Griffin's melodramatic and obsessive personality may feel a little over the top to some. But not everyone experiences that awakening so loudly. Sometimes it's quieter and more internal. And we must admit that nothing quite captures the awkwardness of a gay adolescence, quite like the underrated film Big Boys. Based on the life experiences of director and writer Corey Sherman, the film follows the awkward tribulations of a teenage boy who develops an unexpected crush on his cousin's new boyfriend, Dan, during a camping trip. What makes the film so endearing and relatable is Jamie himself. He's an awkward, overeager, emotionally sensitive teen who's not quite comfortable in his own skin.
Chips. Wow, yeah. I didn't even know that was a thing. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
What makes the film feel so emotionally honest is that Jamie's feelings toward Dan never feel like simple lust or fantasy. The film slowly reveals that what Jamie really wants is closeness.
Why do you feel like you need to impress Dan so much?
I don't know. Just kind of want him to like me.
And someone who makes him feel understood.
Really? You're not, like, mad at me?
Why would I be mad? I mean, I think I'm a little too old for you now.
Because for many young gay men, self-recognition often begins with the simple desire to feel safe, understood, and a little less alone. Eventually, opening themselves toward their first love. When we think about first love, we often imagine something youthful, whether it's high school love stories, coming-of-age romances, or simply the thrill of discovering romance for the very first time. Gay cinema has often captured that experience beautifully. But for many gay people, first love rarely follows such a straightforward timeline. Because for many, first love isn't just about romance.
You're fucking disgusting. Can you please get out of my fucking car? I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of my car!
It can become deeply tied to self-acceptance.
You see, that's not enough.
Unlearning shame.
I want to make you feel good about yourself. I want you to be proud of us, but you're not. You're ashamed to be seen with me. You don't want people to know we're friends.
And discovering the joy of finally finding love. And for many of us, that process doesn't always happen when we're young.
What did he do to you?
He loved me.
And that emotional complexity shows up throughout gay cinema.
Say that. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? How repulsive that is to God, to everyone?
In the film Latter Days, first love arrives in early adulthood, becoming the liberating force that finally breaks through religious repression and shame. The 2016 film Center of My World captures how first love can be exciting but messy, becoming inseparable from heartbreak, teaching us self-worth and emotional maturity. And films like Lie With Me remind us that the emotions of a first love can sometimes linger for decades, especially when shame prevented it from ever fully existing out in the open. Even Cactus Pears explores how deeply repression can shape love. As two childhood friends reconnect years after suppressing feelings neither of them fully allowed themselves to acknowledge. Together, these stories remind us that first love doesn't belong to one specific age, which is why, for this category, we chose two films. Not because we couldn't decide, but because together, they capture a fuller truth about what first love can look like for gay men. In our first choice, Twilight's Kiss, we see what happens when love collides with a lifetime of repression and obligation. With its understated and naturalistic cinematography, the film uses intimate close-ups to quietly capture the growing connection between two older men in Hong Kong who unexpectedly fall in love later in life. This devastating romance slowly reveals the emotional weight of lives shaped by repression, conforming to the expectations placed around them. And for many older gay people, that emotional reality can feel painfully familiar. Because sometimes first love doesn't arrive until after the rest of our lives already have. But first love can also represent something gentler. Not simply the pain of what we missed, but the joy many of us longed for in the first place. Which brings us to our next choice, the quietly tender Brazilian film, The Way He Looks. Written and directed by Daniel Ribeiro, the film follows the blossoming romance between two teens, Leonardo and Gabriel. Longing to be seen as more than just the blind kid, Leonardo finds in Gabriel the kind of friendship, independence, and understanding he's quietly been yearning for. Its simple and charming story offers the kind of safe and emotionally open first love that many gay men rarely had the chance to experience themselves, which is exactly why the film feels so emotionally meaningful. Because whether first love arrives early or much later in life, what many are searching for is ultimately that such a connection is possible. And that love, even if delayed, is still waiting.
Do you want this? Do you need it?
But of course, gay relationships don't always begin with romance. Sometimes sex comes first. Because for much of modern history, gay men didn't always have the freedom to openly date, pursue relationships, or safely express themselves in public. So many forms of queer connection were pushed into underground spaces, fundamentally shaping how sex and intimacy were experienced. And many early gay films explore the duality of the closet, showing the contrast between public lives and private queer spaces. And that tension would go on to shape decades of gay storytelling. From the freedoms and dangers of cruising culture, to the emotional complexities of modern hookup culture, these stories reveal how physical desire and romance don't always arrive at the same time. But gay hookup culture isn't always some emotionally complicated experience. Most of the time, it can just be fun and a little messy. And few films capture that energy better than Trick. What begins as a simple hookup
You live around here?
quickly spirals into a chaotic night of interruptions.
Yeah.
Babe, you scared me.
As two guys desperately try to find literally anywhere to have sex.
Of course you can use my co-op.
But beneath all the chaos,
You ever get cum in your eye, Gabriel?
the film slowly reveals itself to be something unexpectedly charming and sweet. Not just a story about hooking up, but finding chemistry and a genuine connection.
What kind of a girl do you think I am?
And that kind of chaotic night that still leaves you walking home smiling anyway.
I can smell toothpaste.
Same.
Well, now you've broken our unwritten rule because now you smell all minty fresh. A nice smell of cock and bum.
And we see that further explored in films like Weekend, which captures what can sometimes emerge after a hookup. As a one-night stand between two men gradually turns into hours of conversation and emotional connection. But the film that perhaps captures the full erotic and romantic complexity of this category is the French film, Theo and Hugo. The film explores the eroticism and chemistry between two men who meet during an anonymous encounter at a Paris bathhouse. But what begins as a sexual encounter slowly unfolds into something unexpectedly tender as the two men wander through the streets of Paris together. Using unusually long, intimate takes, the film beautifully portrays the sexual excitement, fear, and emotional desire with naked honesty, turning a night of eroticism into the fragile beginnings of a romantic connection. And perhaps that's what gay films understand so beautifully about sex and intimacy. That the search for connection doesn't often follow a conventional path.
Bobby Campbell of San Francisco and Billy Walker of New York both suffer from a mysterious, newly discovered disease.
But if there's one consistency in the queer experience,
leave it to me to get some disease nobody ever heard of.
It's that sometimes life swerves hard.
I've never seen or heard of anything like this.
And nothing reshaped queer life more profoundly than HIV.
And one died on February 6th, 1982, and the other one died on March 6th.
By the 1980s, spaces that once were havens for liberation and safety were suddenly transformed into spaces of grief. This cultural shift altered queer and gay storytelling forever, ushering in a wave of early AIDS films that weren't just trying to process the grief of the epidemic, but also demanding that the world finally pay attention. That impact continues today, as recent films have captured both the historical horror
In closing, I'm just gonna say I'm mad.
and collective rage of the era,
I'm fucking mad.
Finally, some orderly comes in and stuffs my Albert in an oversized Glad garbage bag and puts him in the alley with the rest of the garbage.
Et je pense franchement qu'on a eu raison. On avait tous décidé de marquer les esprits en jetant du faux sang à la tête de Bernard.
while also exploring the lasting emotional impact of HIV.
I told her I had to tell you something.
And in more intimate stories like Holding the Man,
Truly so sorry. This should not happen.
the epidemic becomes painfully personal, as long-term love is slowly reshaped
I want you to know I'll do my best to include you when it's time for the funeral.
by illness,
I'll talk about you as his friend.
fear,
We have been together 15 years. He is my husband.
and loss. But beyond the grief and devastation,
Not gonna end up like Jim and Jack.
early gay cinema also began wrestling with the psychological impact of HIV.
You're going to kill yourself?
Really decided to end it before I become a mess.
Films like It's My Party explored the devastating need to control one's own fate
Can't believe this is his last afternoon.
as a man chooses to end his life on his own terms, while his loved ones struggle to say goodbye.
You really want to go back to your I'm HIV positive and everything's normal, hunky-dory life?
And Greg Araki's The Living End captures the anger and nihilism of a generation facing emotional burnout, after feeling abandoned and left to die by society itself. But eventually, queer culture and gay cinema had to contend with a more complex question.
I'm sorry. It's just... This used to be so much fun.
How do you emotionally move forward once HIV becomes part of dating life?
Sorry, what? It broke.
Enter 1995's Jeffrey,
Don't worry. It broke? It's okay.
which took on that challenge
It broke?
just as the face of HIV and AIDS was changing.
No, I can't take it. It's insane. Enough. Sex is too sacred to be treated this way. Sex was never meant to be safe or negotiated or fatal. Sterling, I think I'm giving up sex.
You are?
Why? Well, I just think it's time.
Featuring stars like Patrick Stewart, Sigourney Weaver,
All I wanted was a quickie.
Nathan Lane, and a host of notable queer icons of the time.
ribbon I wear stands for AIDS awareness.
Are you seeing someone? Yeah.
The film uses the template of a gay romantic comedy,
Are unbelievable.
Find out. So, he was really cute, this bartender.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Why aren't you seeing him?
blending humor, camp,
From the first second I saw you at the gym, I've thought of nothing and no one else. I have fantasized about you, naked, without you kissing me.
I'm HIV positive.
and just enough emotional sincerity to capture the anxiety surrounding gay dating life.
Hate sex, and I hate love, and I hate the world for giving me everything and then taking it all back.
But beneath its humor, the story wrestles with the fears of loss
Darius once said that you were the saddest person he ever knew.
and rejection.
I was sick once, my T cells are decent, and every once in a while, like 50 times a day, an hour, I get very tired of being a person with AIDS.
Why did he say that?
Because he was sick. Because he had a fatal disease.
And whether love is still worth pursuing at all.
He was 1,000,000 times happier than you.
A controversial film of its time, it has since become a cultural time capsule of the early shifting perceptions of people living with HIV and those who love them.
Hate AIDS, Jeffrey. Not life.
And spoiler warning, one of the things that made Jeffrey so groundbreaking was that it was the first AIDS film to have a romantic happy ending, giving queer people permission to believe in hopeful endings once more. Even when the world expected us to disappear, we went on living, and that perseverance has long been what has shaped many of us. But our history is not defined solely by survival. It is also shaped by the adversity and injustices that have accompanied the fight to live authentically. Because we've all learned that accepting who we are is often only the beginning.
I won't have a gay son.
Something has to change.
What about your lifestyle?
The harder reality is confronting a world that too often tries to actively deny our existence.
Why won't you be cured?
And gay cinema has often explored these stories, not simply to remember what was lost, but to better understand the struggles that continue to shape us. Sometimes those struggles emerge through the quiet pressures of who we should be rather than who we are. We see that in films like Mario, where two football players fall in love while navigating the difficult tensions between authenticity and professional acceptance within a deeply homophobic sports culture. A reminder that for many gay men, the pressure to conform is often subtle. Asking us to compromise pieces of ourselves in order to belong within a hypermasculine culture.
And I've told you time after time not to do that thing with your arm. It makes you look like a girl and you continue to do it.
Other times,
This is not
those struggles come from the families we are born into.
This is temptation working its ways. You have to pray harder if you're going to get well.
Why would I choose this? Why would I choose to have my entire family hate me?
No, we love you. Can you see that's why we're doing this?
Really, Mom? This is what love feels like?
With films exploring the emotional toll that shame and family rejection can have on both gay people and the families who struggle to accept them.
I killed my son.
In doing so, they invite us to understand the devastating cost of conditional love,
If I just
while reminding us how transformative empathy,
listened to my son
acceptance,
when he poured his heart out to me,
and understanding can be.
I would not be standing here today with you, filled with regret.
And gay cinema has often used the language of horror
You deserve this, and every sinner deserves this. And I want you to know this every day in your life until you stop
Stop what?
sinning.
My mom is not easy.
to explore the lingering repercussions of societal and cultural homophobia.
You hated me long before I started sinning. When I came to you and I told you about what I was going through, about my feelings, before I ever sinned. You're selfish.
Using surrealism and the supernatural to reflect the internalized shame, fear, and emotional trauma that can remain long after the moment that caused them. Reminding us that some of life's deepest wounds are not always the ones we can see. But not all struggles are subtle. Some are systemic and violent, seeking to erase our very existence. The historically inspired film, Lilies Not for Me, explores the dehumanization of conversion therapy,
Cannot be cured because I am not ill.
exposing the physical and psychological horror inflicted upon those forced to deny who they are. Yet even amid such cruelty,
Truth is too horrible.
Or it's a happy ending then.
we witness the quiet struggle to hold on to one's dignity and sense of self. For some, that struggle is tested under far more unimaginable circumstances. Few gay films portray those circumstances more profoundly than Bent. Adapted from the acclaimed stage play by Martin Sherman, Bent follows the systematic persecution of gay men during Hitler's campaign to purge them from German society.
They can arrest you for having fluff thoughts.
Featuring an impressive, supporting cast and powerful performances,
This isn't happening.
this severely underrated film
It's happening.
tells the harrowing story of two gay men
How'd you get that? What? Your pink triangle.
forced to endure life within a Nazi concentration camp, with the two developing a powerful bond.
We can't look at each other. We can't touch. We can feel.
An unexpected love.
Feel what? Each other.
Using that connection to survive.
Pervert!
Yet what makes Bent so profound isn't simply the persecution and survival it depicts.
You're here in my arms. I promise.
It's how the film explores the struggle to preserve one's human dignity.
Promise. I'm holding you. You're here.
In the face of brutal dehumanization.
I won't drop you.
This struggle culminates in one of the film's most heartbreaking moments,
I love you.
exposing the absurdity of the hatred surrounding them. and the devastating consequences that follow when a society treats love itself as something worthy of punishment.
What's wrong with that?
Yet despite such attempts at erasure, being who we are and loving who we love remains one of our greatest acts of defiance. And throughout our history, some of our greatest progress has come from people finding one another, turning shared struggles into shared purpose.
We didn't know at that point, none of us knew, that there had ever been a gay organization of any sort anywhere in the world before.
While much of this video has focused on the gay male experience, collective resistance has never belonged to one group alone. LGBT history has always been shaped through overlapping struggles across race, gender, sexuality, and community. Documentaries exploring the work of Bayard Rustin and Harvey Milk remind us that progress is rarely achieved alone. Through activism, coalition building, and political organizing, both gay men helped shape movements that left lasting impacts on civil rights and early gay rights movements.
The barometer for judging the character of people in regard to human rights is now those who consider themselves gay, homosexual, lesbian.
But that activism isn't limited to one nation or even just a few. Sometimes it requires a global coalition in what many have called the next frontier of human rights, the movement to decriminalize homosexuality worldwide.
Pour les droits des femmes à l'égalité et à la dignité, pour la dépénalisation universelle de l'homosexualité.
In Uganda, the very first
Documentaries like Call Me Kuchu
I wanted to begin the fight to liberate our people.
and Welcome to Chechnya
Пока еще в светской стране происходят вещи, когда людей за гомосексуальную ориентацию убивают.
expose the persecution of gay and queer communities and the courage of those who continue to resist.
Тебя могут за это убить.
Together, they reveal that while progress may look different from one country to the next,
Заняться этим делом.
the struggle remains deeply interconnected.
Uganda can't wipe out homosexuality. We found ourselves, and we accept and rejoice in the way we are.
And perhaps no documentary better demonstrates the power of that shared struggle becoming collective action than How to Survive a Plague. Chronicling the efforts of ACT UP and other AIDS activists,
In the past, you've described ACT UP as fascist.
Pretty scared, but being HIV positive, I don't have much choice in that.
Please, anybody who's thinking about being arrested.
the documentary captures how ordinary people rose up to organize.
In the absence of adequate health care, we have learned to become our own clinicians, researchers, lobbyists, drug smugglers, pharmacists.
The largest underground buyers club in the United States.
Protest.
There may be as many as 15 people who are bringing ashes of people they love who died of AIDS.
Educate.
Use a condom. That's the second. It is not Russian roulette. It is Russian roulette to not give people this information.
And pressure governments and healthcare institutions
Federal money allocated to it, so much as how research priorities are defined.
We need new drugs to keep people alive.
Prohibitively expensive for most.
Plague! We are in the middle of a fucking plague!
Claiming that all of you are uncaring and in it for greed are now widespread.
revealing how a fight for survival became a global movement in the face of mass death and indifference.
We need far more AIDS research. Now we're just beginning.
The activism born from that period helped revolutionize HIV treatment and public health care on an international scale.
This is it. This is the plan we're presenting. We need our government to read this plan. We need them to work with us.
Becoming one of the most transformative grassroots movements in modern history.
There was going to be light again in the world.
A powerful reminder that solidarity is more than a source of strength.
Every single drug that's out there is because of ACT UP.
It is often the catalyst for global change. If collective resistance taught us the power of solidarity, chosen family taught us the power of belonging. Because for many gay men, support doesn't always come from the families we are born into.
You think you loved your brother? No. I loved your brother. You didn't even know who your brother was.
Many of us have often had to redefine what belonging looks like. Sometimes it is defined through the bonds of protection, connection, and mutual care.
Para que vocês ajudem a gente, sabe? A gente se alimentar, comprar uma coisinha.
What do you mean you're good? Where are you getting money from?
Don't worry.
I swear to God, Julian, if you're up to some shit...
I'm not.
Take it.
The film Soft shows us what happens when young queer people begin searching for those bonds, exploring how to find the love and support
Hey, how about we rent a car this summer?
missing from their home lives.
Drive out somewhere nice and open, light up a bonfire, roast some marshmallows. Never done no shit like that before.
But finding family often goes deeper. Several films explore how gay men have built loving families despite a world that often refused to recognize those relationships.
ดิฉันและคนส่วนใหญ่เข้าใจความรักของพวกคุณนะคะแต่คำว่าครอบครัวมันจะเอาแค่ใครคนใดคนหนึ่งสบายใจไม่ได้ไม่ว่าจะเป็นเด็กกำพร้าหรือว่าเด็กคนไหนทุกคนมีสิทธิ์ที่จะเติบโตขึ้นมาในสภาพแวดล้อมที่เหมือนคนทั่วไป
แต่ผมไม่อยากไปจากแบบนี้กับเดดี
Revealing the many ways couples navigated culture,
ถ้าบุตรทำอะไรผิดบุตรขอโทษนะคะ
parenthood,
我是同性恋，Simon 是我的爱人，我们住在一起5年。
and long before marriage equality became a reality.
谢谢你照顾维多。
Yet for much of our history, the first family many gay men found wasn't through marriage or parenthood, but measured through friendship,
Don't settle
unconditional love,
for anything.
or simply through the people who care to stay when others didn't.
Todo va a estar bien, la vida es dura, yo sé. Pero ya tienes una nueva familia, ¿ok?
You know you're dying to ask me.
And gay and queer cinema has continually returned to those types of relationships.
Να ρε ιδέα που ψάξεις την ταινία σου. Το καλοκαίρι της κάνει να προτείνεις τη Γαλλίδα.
Το σκέφτηκα κι εγώ.
Few films capture those bonds more intimately than The Summer with Carmen.
Ναι, απλώς ο Ζαν Σεμπαστιάν δεν θέλει δράμα.
Καλά, δεν είναι δράμα. Είναι μια πάρα πολύ αισιόδοξη ιστορία. Τι άντε πάλι ρε πάνω.
Τίποτα. Snakes.
Using humor, self-reflection, and the backdrop of a nude beach,
Αφού από την αρχή παραπονιώσουν ότι είναι πολύ κλειστός και ότι έχει θέματα και ότι μόνο εσύ προσπαθείς για τη σχέση. Και μετά που κόπηκε και το σεξ ότι ήσασταν σαν αδερφάκι.
following two best friends as they support one another through heartbreak, insecurities, and family struggles. It explores how lasting gay friendships are often built through naked honesty.
Τι έμαθε η ζωή στον ήρωα. Του έμαθε να βάζει σωστές προτεραιότητες.
The film reminds us that some of life's most meaningful relationships aren't defined by romance, but by the people who know us best.
Καλή ιδέα. Το ακούω.
Sweetheart, you're alive. I told you there can only be one visitor at a time unless you are the immediate family.
And I told you we are family. We are his sisters.
Ain't that about a bitch? A bunch of punks.
But perhaps no film better celebrates what a chosen family can be than the classic film, Punks. Often overlooked in the broader canon of gay cinema, this groundbreaking ensemble film celebrates a close-knit group of Black and Latino gay friends.
You turned down the #1 male supermodel? Are you on crack?
He's not quite #1. Top 5, maybe. It's all about sex with him.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Whose lives are defined by love, laughter,
The only thing I know how to wash is my own ass, okay?
And even that you don't do often enough.
and unwavering support,
We just want to see you happy, that's all. And if he makes you happy, then fine.
guiding one another through romance,
He cooks.
Cooking?
success,
Can I help it that my natural beauty and talent outshines them? Is that my fault?
and life's ordinary moments. The film reminds us that chosen family isn't built through extraordinary
Why
moments,
you wasting your time helping me when you got that fine-ass man sitting in that car?
but through quiet acts of support. And perhaps for the first time in this video,
Because sometimes being a friend is way more important than being a lover.
the struggle isn't whether these men belong. It's watching what becomes possible once they already do,
Let's go shake our booties at the pump.
and that the greatest gift a chosen family gives us isn't simply a place to belong. It's reminding us that we deserve to be loved exactly as we are, unconditionally.
2, 3, family.
But learning that we deserve to be loved is only the beginning. We also have to learn how to see ourselves,
クイアネスもみんな後からくっついてきた
Many of us grew up without meaningful representation or role models,
I remember me taking out this box, seeing this guy's back, and something clicking in me.
often left to figure out who we were entirely on our own.
Just boom, it just clicked.
And as we've grown to accept ourselves,
今で言うゲイとかレズビアンとかトランスジェンダーとか
many of us have found ourselves asking a question:
人たちは
what does it mean to be queer? Documentaries like Queer Japan and Queer City reveal that there is no single answer. Instead, they show how different communities, cultures, and generations continually redefine what it means for themselves. But while this question belongs to the entire LGBT community, gay men have often wrestled with it in uniquely personal ways, with documentaries often trying to understand ourselves through culture, history, stereotypes, and our own insecurities.
I don't think I sound like a woman.
Questions exploring how we learn the social signals associated with being gay, or examining how ideas of masculinity...
So a big part about having this ideal body shape and body size is that it can create status.
Desirability and body image influence how we see ourselves.
Those standards are extremely unrealistic. They're unattainable.
Documentaries like Tongues Untied,
There is no tender mercy for men of color,
explore the cultural aspect of how Black culture and gay identity intersect.
for sons who love men like me.
And several have investigated how gay identity can exist under cultural repression.
No, you see people watching us.
I'm getting the feeling Pakistan may just be a little gay.
Yet all of these documentaries ultimately lead us to a larger question. How did generations of queer and gay people learn to see themselves in the first place? Because long before many of us knew another gay person, we often encountered gay-coded characters through film.
May I cut in?
Why, certainly.
Boys will be boys. Woo!
Which leads us to the slightly dated but forever relevant documentary, The Celluloid Closet.
There are lots of needs for art. The greatest one is the mirror of our own lives and our own existence. And that hunger that I felt as a kid looking for gay images was to not be alone.
Based on the book by Vito Russo,
We are pathetically starved for images of ourselves.
this revolutionary documentary examines how cinema historically shaped queer and gay self-perception through censorship and coded subtext.
The movie could only hint, broadly.
Using testimonials from queer actors, filmmakers, and cultural
It
icons,
doesn't have to be scary. You don't have to be threatened by this man's presence in it. Part of it because little Tommy Hanks is playing the role.
the film became the first major work to examine how Hollywood shaped public perceptions of gay and queer people for generations.
I like the sissy. Is it used in negative ways? Yeah.
Teaching us to recognize the stereotypes,
Male-to-male affection would be seen as an incriminating act.
harmful tropes,
Characters of questionable sexuality would meet with a nasty end.
and coded characters that have reinforced societal prejudice
These images magnify the sadness, the hatred of us.
while challenging us to distinguish authentic representation from caricature.
Maybe you'd like to see mine.
And people equate weakness with male sensuality towards other men.
Giving us the language to understand why seeing ourselves on screen has always mattered.
All the reading I was given to do in school was always heterosexual. Every movie I saw was heterosexual, and I had to do this translation. I had to translate it to my life rather than seeing my life.
And helping us better understand how media shaped not only the way they were perceived by society,
They're our storytelling. They're the fabric of our lives. They show us what is glorious and tragic and wonderful.
but how we came to understand ourselves. But understanding ourselves is a continuous process, especially as we get older.
Gay bars are so 90s. The velvet slipper's gone in the rain, and that bar in Mansfield's about to close too. Oh, safe places.
Because with age comes new circumstances that force us to re-examine who we are, leading us to reflect or even reinvent ourselves. And as gay cinema continues to grow, it has also explored what it means to age as gay men. For many gay men, aging looks quite different from what it did for previous generations.
Scene 215, take one.
Gods and Monsters, for example,
Action.
examines what aging looked like for a generation
Come on, Jimmy. Watch me now.
that never had the opportunity to live openly. Through a fictionalized look at the retirement of legendary Frankenstein director James Whale. Using the themes of Whale's monster films, the story explores mortality.
Do you believe people come into our lives for a purpose?
Isolation.
And I was shoulder to shoulder with a tall, apple-cheeked schoolboy who loved me.
And the tragedy of a man who was never fully able to live as his whole self.
And trusted me.
Reflecting on the filmmaker's legacy, both in creating monsters.
You only embarrass yourself.
Oh dear, I'll never work in this town again.
You know what I mean.
And in being treated as one by society.
I want you to kill me.
Still, there were other generations of gay men who never lived long enough to answer those questions.
Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? The cover is beautiful. I love this cover.
And it is only now, as more of us grow older, get married, build families, and live longer lives, that gay cinema has increasingly begun exploring what comes next.
But the bishop wasn't happy.
And what about the students?
The decision is effective immediately.
We have to sell the apartment.
Several films remind us that every stage of life asks something different of us.
In the meantime,
It's just a transition phase, probably just a week or two.
But the wisdom of aging is learning to embrace an increasingly uncertain future.
we need a place to stay.
Learning how to continue on.
Do you ever blame me for all of this? Why would I?
Renewing our sense of purpose.
We did this together.
Do you want my famous fish and chips as the first meal of your new life?
And the 2023 film, Turtles, beautifully examines those bittersweet dynamics through the story of two men navigating life after 35 years together.
Stop behaving like a housewife! What do you want us to do? I am not going to pretend I want you. I don't want you anymore!
Vous n'avez rien prévu pour continuer à vivre de manière autonome, avec un peu d'indépendance?
On rit à ma famille.
Exploring what happens when love must learn to grow alongside the people who share it.
All I care about is going to sleep and waking up with you beside me.
While poignant,
I don't want to die with you. I want to live.
And even romantic.
That's all I've ever wanted.
I can't live without you.
Je suis désolée, je répète ma question. Voulez-vous divorcer?
The story examines how lasting relationships survive change, redefining what commitment can look like over time. But growing older isn't simply about the passage of time. It's about understanding who we've become because of it.
I was 15 when Grandma Rita sat me down and asked me if there was anything I needed to tell her. I was scared to death to tell her the truth. But finally, I did.
And recognizing that one day, our own stories may help someone else understand themselves.
Don't worry, she said. My best friend's gay too. Even though I never really knew you.
Because unlike many communities,
I want you to know you changed my life.
Gay people don't always inherit their history directly.
Well, how'd someone like you end up sleeping in a shelter? Someone like me?
Sometimes it arrives as a story,
I mean,
waiting for someone to listen.
You know, a respected, published writer of the Harlem Renaissance.
And few films set up such an absorbing tale quite like Brother to Brother.
Being gay in that time. Respect was the last thing he was going to get.
The film explores the intergenerational friendship between a young black artist
how are things going with that cute white boy I've seen you with?
And an older gay writer.
It's not really working out.
Weaving the queer history of the Harlem Renaissance.
In choosing to write about prostitution and homosexuality respectively, have decided to drag the Negro race through the muck.
With the ongoing struggles of being black and gay.
It's like when my dad caught me with this guy in my room.
You let the white man fuck you in the ass!
And he just kept screaming, not in my house.
That makes you the lowest scum on the earth.
And who gives you the right to judge?
I'll show you my right, motherfucker!
The film explores how identity, memory, and community are passed from one generation to the next.
Now all these things live inside you until you make your peace with them.
Showing how art can become more than a form of resistance against racism and homophobia.
Times changed. The Depression set in. Blacks and queers were the vices that needed to be cleaned up to get the country back on its feet.
But a way of preserving the stories, experiences, and legacy of Black and gay men. Because ultimately, aging isn't simply about reaching the final chapters of our lives. It's about ensuring that the stories we leave behind continue long after us. Yet those stories are as diverse as the people who tell them. While we often talk about gay identity as though it exists apart from the rest of who we are, the reality is far more complicated. We are shaped by our families, our faith, our culture, our race, and the countless experiences that influence our lives. Those unique experiences shape not only how we navigate the world as gay men, but how we understand ourselves within it.
I am a college-educated, homosexual dwarf in a world with little to no patience for intelligence, for men who fuck other men, or for bodies that are not of a highly specific make and model.
And some of the most powerful gay films are the ones that embrace that complexity.
Sometimes I feel like I know everything, and I know that I'm not a part of anything.
Some films explore how our physical differences can leave us feeling rejected and alienated from the world around us, often leading to depression and isolation. Showing us that healing begins not by changing who we are, but by opening ourselves to friendship and re-embracing life.
I won't wear your stupid communist bloodthirsty scarf.
In others, we see how imagination becomes a source of resilience, helping us cope with oppressive environments, while also navigating the realities of immigration and self-discovery.
Everyone is a little bit gay.
I know that not everything has worked out with us.
For some stories,
I always kind of make things work.
we see how our families and childhood experiences
Too gonna be that way.
Had enough of this shit.
shape how we confuse validation for love,
I fucked up and I took it out on you.
teaching us that breaking cycles of heartbreak often begins with recognizing our own value.
Let's take that and we'll go. Oh, someone's found their voice.
You both will be partners for the final project.
Films like My Partner show us that our differences need not divide us, but can become opportunities to deepen our appreciation of one another's cultures, traditions, and ways of seeing the world, helping us find love and connection. While other films remind us that our search for belonging often begins by reclaiming the parts of ourselves that were taken from us.
I'm looking for my mother.
My family seeks someone once.
Showing us that sexuality is often only one piece of a much larger journey of identity, heritage, and healing. And while many of these films explore the intersections that shape who we are, the reality is that people often choose to see only one part of us, reducing complex lives to assumptions about race, religion, culture, or sexuality.
Hey, man. Hey. Let's go.
And few films explore the tension between those realities better than Naz and Malik.
You look like you could use a lotto card. Same card, miss?
Following the antics and love of two closeted Black Muslim teens,
Do you think it's wrong to be gay?
the film explores these themes as they navigate the homophobia of their religious family and the racism and Islamophobia they face on the street. After the pair's attempts to hide their relationship are viewed with suspicion by the police, the story reveals how prejudice can shape the assumptions others make about us.
Your family have ties to fundamentalism?
I don't really understand what this is about.
Were your friends Malik and Naz at your house last week?
Capturing the constant pressure of carrying multiple identities in a world determined to see only one.
It is a crime to lie to a federal agent.
Lady, I'm gay. You don't understand that it's on me.
I don't care.
Sir, get off the bike. NYPD.
It's a powerful reminder that our identities never exist in isolation, but are continually shaped by the many experiences we carry with us.
I think I'm gonna tell my parents tonight. Being gay.
And those experiences can often influence not only how we embrace love, but whether we allow ourselves to believe we are worthy of it. There's a common misconception that gay romance rarely provides happy endings. And to be fair, after decades of stories shaped by hardship and loss, it's not hard to understand why that perception exists. But as we've seen throughout this video, the greatest obstacle to finding love has rarely been love itself. It's everything that convinces us we don't deserve it.
I'm not ashamed of myself.
Because even when love becomes possible,
You move through public spaces like your existence is an inconvenience.
But there's a difference between not wanting something and being afraid to want it.
many of us instinctively put up emotional barriers in anticipation of rejection.
Okay, you're this big, rich, successful lawyer who might as well be straight, and I'm not.
Oh, wow, you are spectacular. You think you've got the whole world figured out, but all you're doing is assuming the worst. Makes it easier for you. You expect everyone to reject you, so when somebody comes along and actually does, it doesn't hurt so much.
And in doing so, we struggle to embrace romance. Sometimes, as in the film Fire Island,
I'm not normally into like that kind of guy, but like what kind of guy? Like an Asian guy?
the expectations around race, class, and status within our own community
I think you may have the wrong house. What the fuck are we doing here? These people are not our people.
can teach us to anticipate rejection
Okay? I'm fine. Got this.
before we ever experience it, leaving us too guarded to recognize affection when it's quietly offered in return.
What are you doing? I'm not right for you, and you're definitely not right for me.
Hey, it's just a dance.
Yeah, but then
Guess we'll find out.
Looks like you're the babysitter tonight, little brother.
Guess so.
Other times, it's the responsibilities we take on trying to protect the people we love, like in shelter,
Cody's gonna have to stay here with you and Pop.
So you still thinking about applying to art school?
never realizing we've neglected ourselves in the process.
I admire what you're doing for Cody. You don't have to.
Yeah, I do.
It's a choice, Zach.
I just don't know if this is really what I want.
Or imagining that allowing someone else to love us might actually offer a brighter future.
Seems like what you want.
I'm not going to take up much of your time. This is Henry Hart, Sam Hart's grandson. But you must remember Henry. You went to school together.
Come on, Mr. Dexter, look at this spread. I can't.
And films like Big Eden explore the quiet difficulty of allowing ourselves to open up emotionally long enough to realize we deserve love and tenderness too.
Do you remember me from high school? I remember you.
There's so few nice surprises in life.
Letting go of the instinct to hide ourselves from others emotionally.
Seems to me it's kind of a shame to squander one of them, don't you think?
But for some of us, the despair of isolation can become the biggest barrier of all. Which is why we wanted to recommend a film that lingers in the emotional struggle of believing that kind of connection is possible at all. And few films capture that yearning more beautifully than A Night Like This. Rather than beginning with romance,
Hi. Can I have a pint?
it begins with two emotionally wounded people, quietly carrying the weight of their own despair.
Do you ever just wish you were made for something more?
With impeccable chemistry and deeply vulnerable performances,
Something bigger, doesn't everyone?
the film follows two strangers as they unexpectedly find comfort
I have an idea.
and connection.
It's a dumb idea.
Perfect.
We need to find meaning in our sad, desperate little lives. Speak for yourself.
When two strangers come together,
You want to embrace reality, Oliver.
they be themselves completely, without holding back.
While wandering the streets of London,
because there are no strings attached.
the two gradually share their deepest fears
Look, all I ever wanted in my life, I probably won't do this again, was to be something. Despite it being what I love, and I fucked that up.
and insecurities,
We all look for signs. What does that sign mean? And we all want to believe that the bad things happen for a reason. Take courage. And that at some point, all of our suffering will pay off. The truth of the matter is, there is no big picture. There is no pattern, no fate, no such thing as meaning.
their loneliness slowly giving way to something neither of them expected. What makes the film so captivating is that we don't simply watch a love story unfold. We experience it
Am I so different from you? Some people can't afford games, Oliver.
through their emerging trust, turning despair into hope.
But this isn't bullshit! You and me, right here, right now! So no, you don't get to walk away from me!
And maybe that's why so many gay romances aren't simply about finding love. They're about learning how to recognize it and finally embracing the joy of being loved in return. Because sometimes the first step toward a happy ending is believing you're allowed to have one. But learning to believe we are deserving of happiness often begins with learning how to love ourselves.
If what happened between you and I got out.
Okay, so tell me what would happen.
what would happen?
Everything! And so much of how we learn to love ourselves is shaped by the validation we receive from others. In many ways, the closet is built around the belief that society, culture,
I remember when I had you in my arms.
or even the people closest to us may never fully accept who we truly are. Perhaps that's why learning to value ourselves becomes so important. Because when our worth depends on someone else's approval, we surrender the freedom to define our own lives. However, getting there is often a journey of courage.
Mr. Julian Rosdahl.
Mr. Danagus.
The last to arrive.
But I did arrive.
As teenagers, we are often quietly taught to conform, to fit in, or to suppress our differences.
Welcome to WNFH.
To believe that acceptance comes from meeting someone else's standard.
And no one goes against me.
And we see the beginning of that struggle in Screams from the Tower.
Once again, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have assembled. Who's the pink one? I'll fight you for it, Theo.
I think that you are...
But Leslie, why do you want to talk about lesbians so bad? Are you a lesbian?
Weird. Very weird.
The show is gay, whatever the hell that means.
As one student uses a high school radio show to express himself creatively.
What the hell were you two thinking?
I can't do the radio show next year.
People look at us different in school now. We're original freaks.
The film explores the pressure many teenagers feel to fit in.
So fine, that's great. Go ahead. Be a boring, lame, regular, normal person.
But instead,
I am so happy to be co-hosting.
we see an openly gay teenager defiantly finding his voice.
You know what you want. Don't be afraid. Go get it.
Embracing who he is, and discovering the confidence to stand apart.
You know what a boring life it would be if we didn't have us crazy people out there to add some spice to all you normal people's lives.
That journey continues in The Inspection.
I need you to help me.
As a young man joins the Marine Corps hoping to earn the acceptance of his homophobic mother.
I made peace with losing you.
Through relentless training and personal hardship,
I want to go home.
the film explores what it means to find inner strength and self-respect.
I helped you because it's my job to make Marines. Gay, straight, black, white, it don't matter to me.
Boot camp didn't make me straight.
This boy is gayer than two left shoes, and everybody can see it.
Ma'am, and here, all he is to us is our Marine.
Write me a letter.
Marines!
But refusing to let their rejection define our worth.
Hoorah!
Or don't.
But sometimes, we don't lose ourselves to rejection. We lose ourselves to love.
Perché la verità, Antonio, è questa, che io e te non ci amiamo più, basta.
The film,
Non ci sto capendo più niente.
Mascarpone, explores that question through a man forced to rediscover his identity
Accomodati.
after the end of his marriage.
Ah, ma tu sei il tizio della stanza.
Pasticceria è innanzitutto impegno, dedizione, precisione.
Dai, cominciamo. Sdraiati.
By building new friendships,
Non lo so come si fa quando uno ci prova con te.
exploring
Mi
romance,
sento a disagio, non ci sono abituato. È da una vita che vivo sempre solo con una persona.
and embracing the freedom to begin again.
Un omosessuale che fa una rainbow cake.
Puoi venire a Milano con me?
E quindi non potresti essere semplicemente felice per me?
Sì, vabbè.
Per fare cosa poi? Da stampare da qualcun altro.
E preferisco non legarmi a nessuno in questo momento. È questo che vuoi fare?
The film becomes a heartfelt reminder that living on our own terms also means learning to invest in ourselves, not just the people we love.
Non lo so se lo voglio fare per sempre. Però ci voglio provare.
But after everything we've explored together throughout this journey,
Senza essere poi sempre da stampare.
one final question remains. What does it truly mean to live on our own terms?
Come on, let's go to the stud. I can use a nightcap.
Yeah, and a quickie with some nameless stranger in the back room, count me out.
It's very relaxing.
I know you'll find this hard to comprehend, but I want more out of life than meeting a pretty face and sitting down on it.
Graphically put.
Personally, I never enjoy sex with someone I know.
Our lady of high standards.
Cab! Night, girls!
Night, Bertha!
And few gay films have ever answered that more profoundly than Torch Song Trilogy. Widely acclaimed, this 1988 film remains one of the most defining works of gay cinema.
Happy 2-week anniversary.
Following one gay man's unapologetic search for love, family,
No, take it alone. Just till you're on your feet. I'm on my
and respect.
Yeah, in 6-inch heels. Some big shot.
Excuse me.
Of course, let's talk about you. Glad to finally meet you.
I am not like you. I want more.
How are you ever gonna get any respect from anyone if you're not gonna be yourself?
What's with you, Arnold?
Not much. I'm not seeing Ed anymore.
meant work.
You call that work?
You were terrific.
The film dares to ask a question that was almost unthinkable for many gay stories of its time.
I can't think about anybody else but you.
There are a couple of things we better get straight first. A, I want children. B, if anyone asks, I'm the pretty one.
What if happiness wasn't something we merely hoped for, but something we were free to claim? A marriage, a child,
We're gonna have a dog.
a family,
What? What for?
For the kid.
framed through the conflict between a gay man and his unaccepting mother.
You shove your sex life down my throat like aspirin every hour on the hour.
The film challenges the assumptions about what a gay life could look like
I've called your mothers, and I don't want a sound out of either one of you till I get here.
years before many of those conversations entered the mainstream.
Your mother? Live with their what?
Their fathers. Hi, Pop.
I'm gonna legally adopt him. And believe me, Ma, if I have anything to say about it, David's not leaving.
Yet for all its romance, humor, and heartbreak, its greatest achievement isn't simply portraying that future.
You're gonna compare my marriage to you and Alan?
I'm talking about the loss.
What loss did you have? You fooled around with some boy. Huh? Where do you come to compare that with a marriage of 35 years? Come on, Arnold.
What's going on? Some punks just bringing bats at everyone. They got some old guy cornered.
Fuck are you carrying on about? At least you had a lover. That's right, Ma, you had it easy. You lost your husband in a nice, clean hospital. You know I lost mine. I lost mine on the street. That's right. They killed him on the street. 27 years old, laying dead on the street. Killed by a bunch of kids with baseball bats. That's right, Ma. Killed by children. Children taught by people like you, because everybody knows that queers don't matter. Queers don't love. And those that do deserve what they get.
It's affirming that it was always possible.
Try and imagine the world the other way around. Imagine that every book, every magazine, every newspaper, every TV show, every movie was telling you, you should be homosexual. You know you're not. You know to you this is
Stop
right.
already, you're talking crazy.
You all know it's crazy. After all these years, I'm still sitting here trying to justify my life. This is crazy.
You call this a life? This is a sickness.
While reminding us that our worth has never depended on whether others choose to recognize it.
I'm gay. I don't know why. I don't think anyone does. That's what I am. I don't get no kiss goodbye.
It's breaking free and finding joy in a world that doesn't always believe that life is ours to claim.
I love you.
I love you too.
That's why learning to live on our own terms matters.
There's one more thing you better understand.
Because it's never been just about surviving or living authentically.
I have taught myself to sew, cook, fix plumbing, build furniture. I can even pat myself on the back when necessary. Also, I don't have to ask anyone for anything. There's nothing I need from anyone except for love and respect. And anyone who can't give me those two things has no place in my life.
It's the moment when self-love becomes an act of empowerment. And that's why these films matter. Because gay cinema isn't just searching for stories about us. It's been helping us discover and better understand ourselves.
Thank you, Partner Sarkis.
To reflect on how far we've come. To imagine possibilities we may never have believed were ours. And to ask the questions that help us define the lives we want to live.
Can't you see what a good job God did here? Can't you see how beautiful He made you?
Because while every story may not be universal,
Par-delà sa mort, il a réussi à dépasser sa honte et trouver la force de dire à ce fils, voilà qui je suis.
the search inside them often is.
Comme on arrive enfin à dire, je t'aime.
The search to understand ourselves, to confront our deepest fears and face our deepest desires, and to find joy. So maybe this video isn't really ending. Maybe it's an invitation to seek out stories beyond the handful that usually dominate the conversation, to explore the strange, beautiful range of queer and gay cinema.
You're gonna love me.
Because somewhere within these stories, whether you're gay or not, there's a good chance you'll recognize something profoundly human about them. And maybe that's what gay cinema has been searching for all along.